Welcome to the Launch Queen, your under 5 minutes launch playbook. I'm your host, Cara McCarron, 25 years marketing veteran. Okay, the webinar isn't the pitch, it's the filter. Okay, so this is one of those things that sort of feels counterintuitive, we'll say. So your masterclass isn't there to convince everyone to buy. It's basically there to get rid of the people who don't want to buy. So creators and influencers treat the webinar like that's the entire sales event, and it has to happen in all of that 1 hour. And that pressure makes content worse and the pitch feel desperate. So I'm sure you've been on pitches and webinars where you felt like, holy shit, this person's like just dying to get me in here. And anytime anybody sells, I've had 25 years in sales and marketing in my career so far. And I can tell you anytime I feel sold to is the exact moment I will not purchase from that person. As soon as I feel like I have to sell or I have to buy rather, because they're going to, whatever the case is, I'm out. I'd have no interest in it whatsoever. And so when you're creating a webinar and you're putting all of your eggs and all your energy into that one basket and you're presenting and it feels that way, they're going to feel it. So the webinar's real job is showing your actual thinking so that the right people self-select in and the wrong people get the heck out. Like the webinar is, and we're doing a webinar in the next couple of weeks. And so you're going to see, I'm not going to be trying to this is the thing about sales, guys. It's never about convincing the people who are never going to buy from you. Like there's no, and that's a very old, archaic way of selling. Like you want the people who have consumed your content, heard what you've had to say, and make the decision themselves that this is the right place, the right time, and I'm ready to go. You open the door for them, but you're not going to shove people through the door because, first of all, for one, women in particular, we don't sell that way. We can't sell in the masculine long term. We can do it for a little while, but you can't sell that way long term and actually feel good about what you're doing at the end of the day. I've done it. I've had a career in sales and I've sold things I don't believe in ways I didn't believe in. And it felt like shit. Did I make some money? Sure. Not a lot because I didn't feel like I could sell whatever the thing they were telling me to sell was in this inauthentic way. And so if your webinar, you're focusing on having that just be the sales event and it all comes down to that one thing, people are going to feel it and they're not going to love it. Teach one real thing during the webinar. Holding back your best shit so they have to buy, it will backfire. If that's all you're doing is teaching one thing, like at the end of the day, again, people are going to be like, this is bullshit. Why did I've done it. I've sat on webinars where I'm like, they barely taught me anything. It makes people question whether you have anything else worth paying for. So teaching one real thing during the webinar and holding back all your best content so they have to buy, it feels slimy. It feels gross. Don't do it. The pitch at the end the pitch at the end works better when it's short and confident, not a 40-minute close. So again, if you believe, I believe in what we do. I believe that if you're an influencer and you're a creator, and maybe you have made money, maybe you've had successful launches, maybe you're good at email marketing, but you don't want to do it. I believe me and my team are best at that. I do genuinely believe that I love it because it's like a quick burst of energy, and that's really where I thrive. But if I'm going to sit there for 40 minutes trying to explain to you why it's the best thing to come with me and why I'm going to help you with your emails, like you're at snooze festival. No one's giving a shit. If your content did its job, the offer should just feel like the obvious next step, not a hard sell. And so keep that in mind. Everything leading up to it, you have to educate the right people, but you have to educate people. And so by the time they're sitting with you for the pitch, it's not like you're not. There was a time when I would be like so desperate to close that I'd just like ramble on and on and on. It's unnecessary. Short, confident, short and sweet. Tell them what their next step is. Don't do a hard sell. Tell them their next step. And if they want to work with you, they will. Live Q&A does more selling than people think. So watching you think on your feet and watching you, like if you're a coach or you're a healer or you're somebody who does retreats and has like beautiful retreats that you've done for women and men too, but mostly women, we love a good retreat. Watching them or watching a Q&A and you interact with somebody and like my best coaching or my best I guess performance would be when I would do hot seat coaching. Then people could see what kind of coach I was and then they want to work with me. Don't judge the webinar's success only by the pitch conversion. A strong webinar that filters well will produce buyers in the days after too, and maybe not even, right? Like, this is the thing. If you're new at it and you've never done anything like this, there's a lead up to it. It's not just you have a launch team and all of a sudden, boom, everything's perfect. It doesn't work that way. So for me, like we just did a launch, it wasn't numbers wise, it wasn't great, but it gave us so much data on what we can do and how we can improve things moving forward. Nobody's going to get it perfect the first time. Nobody. There's always going to be places where you can fill in a gap, fix this, fix that. So, a webinar that filters well outperforms one that tries to convince everybody. And this is the same concept in everything you ever have ever sold in your life. Let the content do the qualifying, and then the webinar doesn't have to feel pressure. It can just be like a kind of like a wrap it up in a bow and like, here's what we do. And they're going to know whether or not they want to work with you quickly. If they're on the cart or if they're in the webinar, there's a good chance that they're going to want to work with you. But it all happens before. It's not just happening in the webinar. I hope you have an amazing launch. Until next time, we'll see you later.